Day 24, Exodus 18-20. Exodus chapter. Eating, Jephthah bringeth to Moses his wife and children. His counsel. And when Jephthah the priest of Madian, the kinsman of Moses, had heard all the things that God had done to Moses, and to Israel his people, and that the Lord had brought forth Israel out of Egypt, he took Zipporah, the wife of Moses, whom he had sent back, and to 2 sons, of whom one was called Jerusalem, his father, saying, I have been a stranger in a foreign country. And the other Eliezer, for the God of my father, said, He is my helper, and hath delivered me from the sword of Pharaoh. And Jethro, the kinsman of Moses, came with his sons and his wife to Moses into the desert, where he was camped by the mountain of God. And he sent word to Moses, saying, Jethro thy kinsman, come to thee, and thy wife, and thy 2 sons with her. And he went out to meet his kinsman, and worshipped and kissed him, and they saluted one another with wort and kiss. And when he was come into the tent, Moses told his kinsman all that the Lord had done to Pharaoh and the Egyptians in favor of Israel, and all the labor which had befallen them in the journey, and that the Lord had delivered them. And Jethro rejoiced for all the good things that the Lord had done to Israel, because he had delivered them out of the hands of the Egyptians. And he said, Blessed is the Lord, who hath delivered his people out of the hand of Egypt. Now I know that the Lord is great above all gods, because they dealt proudly against them. So Jethro, the kinsman of Moses, offered holocausts and sacrifices to God, and Aaron and all the ancients of Israel came to eat bread with him before God. And the next day Moses sat to judge the people, who stood by Moses from morning until night. And when his kinsman had seen all things that he did among the people, he said, What is it thou dost among the people? Why sittest thou alone, and all the people weep from morning till night? And Moses answered him, The people come to me to seek the judgment of God. And when any controversy fell out among them, they come to me to judge between them, and to show the precepts of God and his laws. But he said, The thing thou dost is not good. Thou art spent with foolish labor, both thou, and this people that is with thee. The business is above thy strength, thou alone canst not bear it. But hear my words and counsels, and God shall be with thee. Be thou to the people in those things that pertain to God, to bring the words to him, and to show the people the ceremonies, and the manner of worshipping, and the way wherein they ought to walk, and the work that they ought to do. And provide out of all the people able men, such as fear God, in whom there is truth, and that hate avarice, and appoint of them rulers of thousands, and of hundreds, and of 50s, and of 10s, who may judge the people at all times. And when any great matter soever shall fall out, let them refer it to thee, and let them judge the lesser matters only, that so it may be lighter for thee, the burden being shared out unto others. If thou dost this, thou shalt fulfill the commandment of God, and shalt be able to bear his precepts, and all this people shall return to their places with peace. And when Moses heard this, he did all things that he had suggested unto him. And choosing able men out of all Israel, he appointed them rulers of the people, rulers over thousands, and over hundreds, and over 50s, and over 10s. And they judged the people at all times, and whatsoever was of greater difficulty they referred to him, and they judged the easier cases only. And he let his kinsman depart, and he returned and went into his own country. Exodus chapter 19. They come to Sinai, the people are commanded to be sanctified. The Lord, coming in thunder and lightning, speaketh with Moses. In the 3rd month of the departure of Israel out of the land of Egypt, on this day they came into the wilderness of Sinai, for departing out of Rephidim, and coming to the desert of Sinai, they camped in the same place, and there Israel pitched their tents over against the mountain. And Moses went up to God, and the Lord called unto him for the mountain, and said, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel. And Moses went up to God. Moses went up to Mount Sinai, where God spoke to him. You have seen what I have done to the Egyptians, how I have carried you up on the wings of eagles, and have taken you to myself. If therefore you will hear my voice, and keep my covenant, you shall be my peculiar possession above all people, for all the earth is mine. And you shall be to me a priestly kingdom and a holy nation. These are the words thou shalt speak to the children of Israel. Moses came, and calling together the elders of the people, he declared all the words which the Lord had commanded. And all the people answered together, All that the Lord had spoken we will do. And when Moses had related the people's words to the Lord said to him, Lo, now will I come to thee in the darkness of a cloud, that the people may hear me speaking to thee, and may believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people to the Lord. And he said to him, Go to the people, and sanctify them today, and tomorrow, and let them wash their garments. And let them be ready against the 3rd day, for on the 3rd day the Lord will come down in sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. And thou shalt concert in the midst of the people round about, and thou shalt say to them, Took heed ye go not up into the mount, and that ye touch not the borders thereof. Every one that toucheth the mount, dying he shall die. No hand shall touch him, but he shall be stoned to death, or he shall be shot through with arrows. Whether it be beast or man, he shall not live. When the trumpet shall begin to sound, then let them go up into the mount. And Moses came down from the mount to the people, and sanctified them. And when they had washed their garments, he said to them, Be ready against the third day, and come not near your wives. And now the third day was come, and the morning appeared, and behold, thunders began to be heard, and lightning to flash, and a very thick cloud to cover the mount, and the noise of the trumpet sounded exceeding loud, and the people that was in the camp feared. And when Moses had brought them forth to meet God, from the place of the camp he stood at the bottom of the mount. And all Mount Sinai was on the smoke, because the Lord was come down upon it in fire, and the smoke arose from it as out of a furnace, and all the mount was terrible. And the sound of the trumpet grew by degrees louder and louder, and was drawn out to a greater length. Moses spoke, and God answered him. And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai in the very top of the mount, and he called Moses unto the top thereof. And when he was gone up thither, he said unto him, Go down, and charge the people, lest they should have a mind to pass the limits to see the Lord, and a very great multitude of them should perish. The priests also that come to the Lord, let them be sanctified, lest he strike them. And Moses said to the Lord, The people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for thou didst charge and command, saying, Set limit about the mount, and sanctify it. And the Lord said to him, Go, get thee down, and thou shalt come up, thou and Aaron with thee. But let not the priests and the people pass the limits, nor come up to the Lord, lest he kill them. And Moses went down to the people and told them all. Exodus chapter 20. The 10 Commandments. And the Lord spoke all these words, and the Lord thy God, who brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt not have strange gods before me. Thou shalt not make to thyself a graven thing, nor the likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or in the earth beneath, nor of those things that are in the waters under the earth. A graven thing, nor the likeness of anything, etc. All such images, or likenesses, are forbidden by this commandment, as are made to be adored and served, according to that which immediately follows. Thou shalt not adore them, nor serve them. That is, all such as are designed for idols or image to gods, or worship with divine honor. But otherwise images, pictures, or representations, even in the house of God, and in the very sanctuary so far from being forbidden, are expressly authorized by the word of God. Cx 25, 15, and etc. Chap. 7 Num. 21. 8 9 1 Cron. Are parallel. 28. 18 19 2 Cron. Are parallel. Then, Thou shalt not adore them, nor serve them. I am the Lord thy God, mighty, jealous, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands to them that love me, and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that shall take the name of the Lord his God in vain. Remember that thou keep holy the Sabbath day. 6 days shalt thou labor, and shalt do all thy works. But on the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. Thou shalt do no work on it, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy beast, nor the stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and the sea, and all things that are in them, and rested on the 7th day. Therefore the Lord blessed the 7th day, and sanctified it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thou mayest be long lived upon the land which the Lord thy God will give thee. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Neither shalt thou desire his wife, nor his servant, nor his handmaid, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is his. And all the people saw the voices and the flames, and the sound of the trumpet, and the mount smoking, and being terrified and struck with fear, they stood afar off, saying to Moses, Speak thou to us, and we will hear. Let not the Lord speak to us, lest we die. And Moses said to the people, Fear not, for God is come to prove you, and that the dread of him might be in you, and you should not sin. And the people stood afar off. But Moses went to the dark cloud wherein God was. And the Lord said to Moses, Thus shalt thou say to the children of Israel, You have seen that I have spoken to you from heaven. You shall not make gods of silver, nor shall you make to yourselves gods of gold. You shall make an altar of earth unto me, and you shall offer upon it your holocausts and peace offerings, your sheep and oxen, In every place where the memory of my name shall be, I will come to thee, I will bless thee. And if thou make an altar of stone unto me, thou shalt not build it of hewn stones, for if thou lift up a tool upon it, it shall be defiled. Thou shalt not go up by steps unto my altar, lest thy nakedness be discovered,